Hello, my name is Roger with RM Watch and Clock, and in this video I'd like to go over how to wind, set, open, and close the various types of American pocket watches and their cases. We'll go ahead and start here with this Hamden pocket watch, which is a stem wind pendant set watch. So to wind the watch, we'll just go ahead and turn the crown clockwise, and that's going to wind the mainspring up. You can hear that winding mechanism going. And if you turn the crown counterclockwise, you can hear a little bit different noise. And what that is the winding and sliding pinion sliding against each other. So you're not actually winding the mainspring up when you turn the crown counterclockwise. What it does allow you to do is kind of rock the crown back and forth to wind it, so you don't have to let go of the crown. Or of course, you can always only wind the watch going clockwise. So when you have the watch wound and you need to set the time, you're just going to pull the crown up till you hear a click. And that's the setting mechanism engaged. So turn the crown clockwise so you can set the time. And then when you have the time set, you just push the crown back down and the watch is ready to wear. With railroad grade watches, like this Hamilton 992 here, they are most often going to be stem wind and lever set. So it winds in the same way by turning that crown clockwise. With pocket watches, you're generally going to want to wind them fully, and you know the watch is fully wound when that crown starts to give you a resistance where you can't turn it anymore. So you can see how that kind of wants to spring back. That's the mainspring fully wound. So to set the time on a lever set watch, you'll have to undo the bezel. On this watch, the case is a screw down bezel. And there's a lever here, generally around 1 o'clock. So just take your thumbnail, pull that lever up, and that's the setting mechanism engaged. So turn the crown clockwise to set the time. When you have your time set, take that lever and just push it back down. You'll take your bezel, screw it back on, and the watch is ready to wear. Here's a hunting case watch, which is stem wind and lever set. So the watch winds in the same way. The lever is going to be down here around 5 o'clock on hunting case watches most often. There's lever out, set the time, push lever back in. And something to get in the habit of with hunting case watches, instead of just pushing the case lid closed and where you hear this click, because what's happening there is you're taking this hardened steel spring and wearing it on the softer material of the case lid. So a good habit to get into is when you go to close these, when you push that crown down to push that spring down, you can see that moving up and down there. Go ahead and push that crown down and close the case lid, let go of the crown, and then you can let go of the case lid. And it's just avoiding a lot of that friction and wear and try to preserve these cases for longer. So then you can just press that crown down, case lid springs open, you can check the time, push that crown down, close the lid, and you're ready to go. Here's another hunting case watch, a much older watch. This Rockford is a key wind key set watch. So we're going to go ahead and close the case lid, just like we were talking. Case lid's closed. We're going to open the case back. And we're going to see this hole here. And inside the hole is a square winding arbor. So we're going to take a key, and this watch happens to be a number 4 key. Most American pocket watches are going to be either number 4 or number 6. So you just take the key, put it on the arbor, and wind the watch up. So you just turn the key clockwise. There's no ratchet on these, so you can't go backwards. You can only go clockwise to wind that up. So when you have the watch fully wound, you'll just go ahead and close that case back, open the case lid, and then to set the time, we're going to have to open the bezel here. And we can see the square arbor on the handset. So take that same key, put it on the arbor, and you just want to be careful, make sure you line it up, and you have pretty positive engagement there. So you can go ahead and turn those hands without slipping off. And it's a little bit harder to do than just with a obvious crown. But you just want to be careful and pay attention. And something I will say with modern keys that you can buy, like reproductions, I'll show you another one here. They come from the factory kind of cupped, and that distance from that edge to the actual square can be kind of deep for some of these pocket watches. So I like to file the end of these keys off a little bit. That way you have more positive engagement and you get a better grip on that square without risking slipping off and damaging hands or scratching a dial. So that's the most common winding and setting of watches. Let's go over a couple of different cases. So we went over this Hamilton 992, it has a screw down bezel, also has a screw down case back. So you just simply unscrew the back, as you can see the movement, and then just screw the case back on. And that's a pretty common style of case. Another style of case is a snap case. You'll see little hinges down there, and then you'll also usually see a little flange, usually around like 1 o'clock on the front and similar on the case back. So to open this watch to set the time, because this is a stem wind and lever set watch as well, we'll just go ahead and put our fingernail in there, pop that open, and we'll have access to the set lever. Then you just snap that back closed. Same with the case back, and these can be kind of tough to open, so you can just use a little pen knife, but you don't want to like really pry. Just take that blade, put it in the slot, and just put a little bit of pressure. You don't really need to pry or anything. I usually like to go in and pull the blade towards me to pop that case lid open, so then you have access to the case back. Another common style of case is a swing out case. So if you look at this Illinois Sangamo Special here, you look at the case back, there's no case back, it's just one solid piece, but you have a bezel. So you wind the watch like normal, you go to set the time, unscrew the bezel, and you'll see here a little groove. So to open this watch up to see the movement, you'll take the crown, pull it up till you hear a click, take your fingernail, stick it down in that little groove, and pull that movement ring out. You just want to be really careful when you're doing these to make sure you don't accidentally bring that dial and hit the crown, but then you have access to the movement. So when you go to put that back in, you put a little bit of pressure. You want to turn that crown just to help it find its home in that winding spot. Push the crown back down, take your bezel, screw it back on, and the watch is ready to wear. I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something of how to wind your watch, how to set your watch, or how to open your watch to look at the movement, get your serial number so you can check dates, all that good stuff. Again, my name is Roger with RM Watch and Clock. I hope to make more helpful videos with American pocket watches, so go ahead and follow. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop it down in the comment section below. And I hope to see you in the next video.